well, there's one sticky point, and you know what that is, but we'll get to that in a moment. So we have the sun coming up as your underlying energy. Now, this is the potential for great happiness. This is when the sun shines, it's all good. It's one of the best cards in the tarot deck. It's kind of light-hearted energy. The reason for that is that, when the sun shines, it illuminates everything. Everything is there to be seen. If there's been any doubts, any questions on, what's been going on, the sun shining, it reveals everything. And I use this example every single time in that, when you go out into your own garden at noon with the sun high in the sky, you can see every blade of grass. There's no effort required. There's nothing, no, you don't have to put any effort in to see what's truly there. It's just all revealed to you. That's what the sun does. And that's a beautiful energy to have as your underlying energy. It kind of lessens, even if there's some difficult energies that come up and you only have one card that is that, the rest are great. There is a sense of lightness here, playfulness. I mean, I don't know if you can see it. My lighting is atrocious, but you have this child on the horse. There's this kind of very innocent, childlike energy here, playful energy. So if there's been a lot of stress, if there's been a lot of worry about things, there's things lightening up now. But then why have you got this at the heart of your reading? You've got the Eight of Swords coming in. Now, swords represent our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas. So if she's in a cage of swords, she's in a cage of her own thoughts. But she's not tied to anything. Yes, she's bound by this. She could, can't even see it. She can shake off the shackles that are around her. They're widely spaced. She could walk through them, but she's blindfolded. So she doesn't see. It's like she doesn't want to see. Now, this can play out in a number of different ways. Either there's this kind of lighter energy that's coming in, and what can happen is, I've talked about this at the end. I think it was at the end of, not last time's videos, but the ones before that. Maybe it was last time's videos. I don't even remember. There's a thing of self-sabotage that comes in. That, when we've been struggling, when we've been going through such difficult times with whatever, with someone, in work, whatever it is, and then things suddenly ease up, it can be very easy to say, hey, this is too good to be true. Like, you're in defense mode because you're ready to defend yourself and to kind of protect yourself, because that's what you've been doing. You've been on that defensive. You've been dealing with the negative stuff that's been coming at you. So then the Eight of Swords is like when we're doing that self-talk that this can't be real. This is not going to last. This is too good to be true. It's self-sabotage. So be kind of aware of that. The Eight of Swords as well. The other thing that is, swords are, yes, our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, and how we communicate them. And yet the Eight of Swords is usually no communication because it's all going on in our heads, right? We're like trapped. We're trapped in there. We're going with those thoughts. Now you have to be careful of the Eight of Swords because the card that comes after it is the Nine, not in your reading, but in the tarot, in the Suit of Swords, the next card is the Nine of Swords. And that's when there's anxiety, there's stress. It takes it that one step further. It really starts to drag our energy down. So either you're like this, like you're kind of seeing the goodness that's there. You're starting to feel this lighter energy and you're dealing with someone who's still not communicating, who's still trapped in their own thoughts. I don't think it's that though. I think it's more your energy. And it may just be doubts, like, but that's the only one place that there are doubts. There's this kind of hesitancy. There's like, what is this? What's going on? So it's asking you to kind of step away from that, step out of that thought place and go more towards your feelings. Now, this is meant to be a general reading, but, it is looking kind of more romantically based. Although the Two of Cups is a platonic energy. Somebody once left a comment when I said that the Two of Cups is a platonic energy. It's a soulmate card, and yet soulmates come in every walk of life. So this can be a romantic partner, but this can also be that perfect friend when we need them. This can be a business partner. This can be a colleague. And someone asked me if I was off my rocker by saying this was a business partner. But why not? Our soulmates can come. This is just two people who they feel the same way. They reflect. So if you're dedicated to a project or, a friendship, you have that love and respect and support for each other. But the Two of Cups is always a platonic energy. It's not the Lover's card. It's the two. And it's like the Two of Cups. So it's the beginning, it's the initial aspect of that. Now, I'll be honest, in your reading, I feel it is more of a romantic message. That's because there are other cards to back it up. We don't just read one card in isolation. We read all the cards together. So this is a past energy. Now, either some of you met a soulmate, you had an interaction with this kind of soulmate energy. This could have just been a friend, someone who was there for you during a difficult time. And now there's like, emotion stirring, but I'm going to get to the present card in a moment. But the past is based on this. The past energy, it's the foundation. What is the foundation of this reading? And it's based on this connection. This can be when, you meet someone, it feels like you've known them forever. Or you're on the same page, you're like kindred spirits. You immediately feel the same way about something. But why is that? Like, it just feels, you can see the cards yourself. You have the Sun there, you have the Two of Cups in the past. In the present, you have the Ace of Cups. Now, the aces are always potentials for new beginnings. They're doors that get presented to us. Then it's up to us if we want to walk through them. And the Ace of Cups, it's a card. Aces always represent a new cycle that begins for us. So Ace of Cups is going to be new love. It can be second chances at love. It's healing. It's a very healing energy. It's also a very spiritual energy. I do see that. And this is when we have a new chance at happiness. Now, we have this coming up in the past. So this can be like, if I'm going to be totally objective here, and I try to be always with the energies, maybe you had a friend and they've introduced you to a new love, or maybe they were friends in the past, or, you had this connection in the past. Now love is blossoming because the 2 is coming before the Ace. So it was that connection was made first, and now new love is coming in. For some of you, this could be an old relationship. It's beginning anew, totally new. A new cycle is beginning within that relationship. For others of you, this is going to be a separate relationship. This is going to be an opportunity, a new relationship. I do feel for a lot of you that this is going to be, you had that connection with someone and it wasn't quite love then. And now there's more emotions coming in. This is happiness. This is when we're happy, we feel love. These two are coming up together. I mean, we have the Sun above the Ace of Cups. And it's not just new happiness, it's the potential here. And everything's laid out bare. Like, we see exactly what is there for us. That's why we feel happiness, because we can see the potential. I don't know if you can see these. But then I go back to the same question. Why is this coming up at the heart of your reading? Because this is the only kind of sour point, right? The only sticky point that comes in at the heart and it's literally being trapped in our heads. That's what this card represents. And we can free ourselves. It's also not just being trapped in our heads. It's when we feel we can't do anything. We feel we can't do anything. And I think that's even more frustrating if some of you are feeling all this kind of potential, like you might have met someone. Excuse me. We've met someone with the Two of Cups in the past, right? We see the potential. We're starting to feel the emotions. We have this new this budding emotions within us. We have all this coming in, but we can't say anything. And we feel like we have no options, like we feel stuck. We don't know what to do. This can be that. But that is why I'm very happy to see this guy coming up as a future energy, the King of Cups. Now, he's a king, so he has mastery over his suit. So he has mastery over his emotions. He knows exactly how he feels. If this is you dealing with someone else, they could be another water sign, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. However, it doesn't always have to be. I always say that, if it's our element that comes up and it's someone else that's coming in as that, they are like a perfect person because they resonate at the same energetic level as us. The signs do not own the cards. The cards, they take on the characteristics of those signs. So what else do we know about the King of Cups? Well, he's very loving, he's very caring, he's very nurturing. He's also very spiritual, a very intuitive person. The thing with the King of Cups is if we look at the Queen of Cups, she's holding a cup. She's ready to offer it. His cup is sitting there. So he has it. He has his emotions there, but he's waiting to see. So the thing with this, and now let's explain it in conjunction with this. The King of Cups to me, because he has mastery over his emotions, he can control his emotions. He doesn't always show how he's feeling. So maybe you feel all this affection and love and, all this budding, whatever it is for someone, and they're not saying how they feel. That could be you, Cancer. It works both ways. I always say that the energies that come up, they can apply to us or they can apply to someone else that we're dealing with, is very central to our story at this time. But there's a sense here that this is someone who's not saying how they feel. That's what the King of Cups can do. It's not like the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, he completely detaches from his emotions. He is very logical. He's very in his headspace. He's only about his thoughts. King of Cups isn't like that. He knows exactly how he feels, but he won't say it until he's ready to. And when he does, he's happy to say, I love you, and to express, the emotions that he has. And maybe that's why you're feeling stuck, because you're like, I don't know what's going on here. Like, I thought we had a connection. There was a thing going on, and now I don't know. Well, like I said, it could be you. And maybe with him coming up in the future, though, this is him ready to express that, ready to say, yeah, this is how I'm feeling. This is what the situation is. Look at how many cups you have. There's 6 cards here. 4 of them are cups. Sorry, 3 of them are cups. And one of them is the sun. Like, this makes up for everything. Sorry, this is one of the best cards in the tarot deck. And I keep saying that, but it is. Now, you have another ace that's coming in. So there's new cycles beginning for you, Cancer. This is your crowning energy, or the advice energy that we have for you. We have the Ace of Wands coming up here. So if this is all about emotions and happiness and love, something that makes us very happy, this is something that gets our passions going, that gets us excited. We have that enthusiasm, that spark to do something. If this is all feeling and emotion, this is about the energy that we put out into the world. Our creativity, what we create, what we do, the action that we take. So it feels like you've been going through this time of becoming very clear on how you feel. So the feelings are there, like with the 2 of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups. I mean, that's amazing for a love reading. And this was a general reading. I'm going to try to see, if this is not love for you, and, I do feel that this is a love message. For most of you, it's going to be a love message. If it's not a love message, then this is something like that could be a partnership in the past, some connection with a friend, or and now through that connection, through whatever that working partnership was, you have a new chance at happiness. And that's getting you to this place of the King of Cups, where you know how you feel. And when he doesn't do this, he won't do this, because he knows how he feels. He's not going to doubt his feelings. And there's water in the back of this. Water always represents our emotions. So the person's facing away from the water. I don't know if you can see it. Person is facing away from the water and, trapped in their thoughts. So I do feel, and then this is you acknowledging, this is how I feel. This is making me really happy, and I'm happy to do this, whatever it is, with the sun shining there, potential for great happiness. So this can then be a new project that you begin, a new job that you begin, some creative venture that you're excited, you have a lot of excitement and enthusiasm to begin. But like I said, for most of you, this is going to be a relationship reading. And it's like this connection in the past, and now this action that's you start to take towards it, this passion that is expressed. I keep saying, like with him, still waters run deep. There's always more going on under the surface than this guy shows until he's ready to show it. But I feel with him coming up in the future, especially after the Ace of Cups and the 2 of Cups, that, he's ready to say how he feels. And like I said, that may be you, Cancer, or that could be someone that you're dealing with. But let's have a look at your oracle cards and see what other messages come through from there. It's a lovely reading for you guys. It says, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Let's put those back. Okay. So we have this, yeah? Let your friends help you. That could be with this. Now, when we get trapped in our thoughts, what's the best way to do that is to get those thoughts out. So this might be you telling a friend, hey, I like so-and-so. I thought we had a thing going. I thought we connected really well, but now it could be that. And your friend will be like, are you crazy? Like, he's so into you, you just don't see it. So sometimes sometimes just expressing it to our friends is enough to kind of shake us out of it. For others of you, this is going to be the friend. And I'm getting that for some of you, this is a friendship that's turning into something more. That you guys have been friends and now it's turning into something more. Ooh, that one flew out. Let's see. It says, appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. So, enjoy all stages of this. Like, I keep bringing this one up because this is the sticks out like a sore thumb in the whole reading. And this card says, yes, appreciate this moment. So no matter what stage you're at in this, appreciate that moment because it's all good. That connection that you have with the person, wherever you are in this, and the energies play out differently for everyone. But whether you're just connecting with someone, whether you're starting to feel something, whether you're ready to express how you feel, or someone else is even if you're just starting to see the potential in this, or, the passion starting to kick in, appreciate every moment that you go through. I once said this to an Aquarian client. She's a repeat client and, she's amazing. And she was very much wanting to know about the end result, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. And I said the same thing to her, like, appreciate the moment. And I did the example of if I organized a trip to Disneyland, like, so I called her up. So if she's in, I don't know where she is, Boston, I think. But if I called her up in Boston and said, hey, let's go to Disneyland, I'm going to fly in and see you. And, we'll drive down to Florida together. Is that Disneyland or Disney World there? I always get confused, but Disney anyway. If I said that to her, and would the end result be all that you'd be worried about? Would it just be the trip to Disney? Would that part of it just be the important part? Or would it be the planning of the trip? Would it be me flying in and meeting you at the airport, and then maybe we'd rent a car and we'd drive down together and have that road trip? And this is an example that I gave her. And it's the same with a relationship. Every aspect of it is important. It's not just about declaring your love. Like, when you feel that stirring, that connection, that budding, like that first feeling that you have for someone, when you're ready to go again, like for some, this is a second chance with someone. And you get that, you realize that, oh my God, I want to get back with this person. Or, someone expresses their love to you. See how you feel. Appreciate this moment.